Hey everyone, this is your girl SolieSims and welcome back to my channel. Today we're actually going to be touring the Nightmare on Elm Street house, the 1984 version. This is a collaboration build with some amazing simmers for a movie house and cast collaboration, which is hosted by Niscenna. I'll be linking as many of the creators as I can who have shared their builds. And just so you know, all the builds and cast entries are completely CC free and available on the gallery. For my contribution, I decided to recreate the iconic house from the 1984 horror classic A Nightmare on Elm Street. I actually had to do real research into this, guys, and there are so many different movies, so I decided to settle on the movie, the very first one, and this one was it. This house is such an essential part of the film's atmosphere. It's where many unforgettable moments take place, from the terrifying dream sequences to Nancy's determined fight to take down Freddy Krueger. This house is practically a character on its own, right? So, in the original film, the house had that distinctive dark blue door, which is instantly recognizable to any fans of that series. However, we don't have any doors in The Sims 4 in that shade. But the red door that appears in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, we have something similar, the red door there, obviously, so here we are. And but we're not focusing on that film. It still gives that bold, creepy vibe, so I think it works very well. When it came to creating the interior, guys, I faced a little bit of a problem in that we only had some we only had some aspects that were shared with us. Because we didn't get to see all of the house, like every single room in the movie, we get glimpses of the kitchen, the entryway, the living room, then there's Nancy's bedroom and bathroom, plus a brief glimpse of her mom's room. So I had to do some improvises, and I hope you all enjoy my take on it. Okay, so we're going in through the living room. Of course, this is the hallway. There was a door here, but the door was actually covered with a curtain, so I will go in there after. I just want to go through the main things first. So yeah, so this was the hallway, this was the living room. Again, we didn't get a full glimpse of the living room, so I improvised a bit, actually quite a bit. See me, guys, going back and forth between the movie and and the game itself. So I did try to capture a lot of the eerie yet suburban feel of the house. The living room, for example, is where Nancy's mom famously drinks herself to sleep while trying to keep Nancy safe. And I also paid special attention to Nancy's bedroom, since that was where so much of the action happens. And the bathroom, of course, which is another key point, though we don't spend much time there aside from the terrifying bathroom scene, but we will come back to that. For the rest of the house, like I said, I let my imagination just go wild, and I filled in the blanks with what I thought would be best suiting for the atmosphere. After all, Freddy's domain doesn't need to be exactly like a logical design, and it was very annoying trying to get everything the way that I wanted it to be. There was a scene where the mom was on the phone talking to the dad. The phone would have ideally been right here next to the fridge. There was a small television, or was it a radio? I can't remember, but I placed bottles around the house because the mom was a raging alcoholic. She drank a lot, guys, so there were always bottles all over the place. I originally thought that there would have been a table here, but through all my searches I just did not find one. Towards the end of the scene, which I absolutely love, I remember Nancy running her along with her father, following the birding footsteps all the way up, and so that I thought that I would recreate it this way. We're going to go ahead, and I'm just want to give you a quick brief glimpse into this back room here, which is just like the laundry room. The movie doesn't show that there is a laundry room here, but there is like back entrance, blah blah blah. I shouldn't have said blah blah blah, but anyway, it said. And directly across from the kitchen was another door. We again don't know what that door had in there, so I decided to make it the dining room, so it's just like an enclosed space. I tried to go for that feel, and in through here I decided to put the door leading down into the basement, where there was a scene here where the mom sat Nancy down by I don't know what it's called, but I put it in as like a fireplace, but I guess it was in a way, but it was like a wood burning stove kind of, where she spoke to her about the origins of Freddy and her part in this whole thing with Freddy, where she pulls out the knifed glove from inside the wood burning stove. Anyway, so I did that here. There was a little room where Nancy ran off. The basement was basically bigger than what I've done here, but I honestly did not want to build a whole basement. It was very cluttered though. It was very dark and everything, but again, I'm not going completely to what the movie is like, but this is basically what the space, the essence of the space, I guess you could see, is still here. And so we're going back in through here, and because I didn't know what was in this area, right, I just made this into like a guest bedroom. I didn't decorate it at all, as you guys can see. I just made it into just a regular bedroom. The trellis is another thing that plays an important part here. This here is where the kids would just crawl up and go into the bedroom. This bedroom up here is supposed to be Nancy's bedroom, but because of how the layout of the house is upstairs, and I will explain to you when I go back in, simply because whilst watching the movie I was trying to figure out how I was going to make it so that some of the things that were in the movie came through in the build, and it just wasn't working that way. Okay, so we're up here. This is the hallway. In one scene of the movie, and I'm giving like all the freaking spoilers, guys, I'm sorry for that, Nancy comes out and she pokes her head. I'm assuming her doors must have been either on this side of the house, of the build, or similar, but she was able to poke her head through her door to watch her mom along a hallway upstairs to figure out whether or not she could sneak out to try to help save her boyfriend at the time. I could not figure out how to do that with the layout of her house being the way it was, because obviously the railing was here, and you know how it is, guys, trying to build along the lines of the Sims room just doesn't work out. So this hallway here is, of course, again true to form. This is where her mom was knocking on her door to the bathroom when Nancy was experiencing her very interesting experience with Freddy in the bathroom. So bathroom, blue walls, blue floors. There was a table, not a table, there was this here, which is the sink. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I went blank over that, where the sink is. And so we're heading off into here. There was the mom's bedroom I put over here. Like I said, it was a brief glimpse, because when Nancy ran up the stairs, she actually came into her mom's bedroom. This is Nancy's bedroom. I did not fully clutter it like it is in the movie, and the reason for this is, of course, because we're very limited with clutter items, I think. When everything is just base game. Originally there was a telephone here, like she had her own blue phone. I tried to replicate that by putting in a blue cell phone with like keys and stuff, and when her boyfriend climbed in through the window, I forget his name now, I think it was Scott, maybe not, but it was played by Johnny Depp at the time, and he came in to keep her company. There was this little chair here, this little side table was actually overflowing with stuff, and yeah, so she had a pink room with blue sheets. I'm not even going to go into that one. So yeah, so and I just added in like a mirror, because which teenage bedroom doesn't have a mirror? So towards the end of the movie, when Nancy runs up to come in with her dad to see the mom, who was actually asleep once again, absolutely drunk out of her mind, 2 bottles her, indicating that, where Freddy Krueger threw his burning self on her and dragged her down through the bed sheets. There was like a built-in wardrobe set on this side, but for some reason, again, like I said, it's hard to get the true layout, and I did try to look it up in online, but the images that we received then it's not the same, simply because, of course, they've done a lots of updates, etc., to the house, so it's not going to be that same look, it's not going to give that same vibe, and yeah, it takes away from this. Let me just fix this up, because this is going to drive me crazy that I can't see everything that I want to. Here we go, much better. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, so we do have the tree, etc. I did take some liberties in adding like the fencing, for example, this small fencing here that kind of just bring this off. There was a point in time when there was a car in the driveway, and there was a night scene when she walked along this way and stuff, to make the outside, because this is a pretty large lot, this is like a 30 by 20 lot. I just added in some outside stuff. I wanted to leave the space with a lot of freedom for people who wanted to get this to do it in their own way. Like, you can totally recreate it and make it into your own. There's absolutely nothing out here. There is oh, let's go to the other side and I'll show you. There is a fireplace, as well as you saw inside the house. And if you had a motorbike outside, again, I have absolutely no control over that, so I apologize for it. Building the house was fun. It was fun, and it brought me back to some key memories, and I guess the beginning of my love for horror movies as well. With Freddy Krueger, it was one of the very first movies I remember seeing and being scared out of my mind over it, and I hope it brings back memories for all of the horror fans out there, and I can't wait to see what the other simmers in this collaboration have created. You all are in for a treat, I believe. And if you'd like to download this build, you can find it on the gallery under my EA ID SolieSims. It's literally called Nightmare on Elm Street House, maybe, but at least you'll get it under Nightmare on Elm Street. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the other incredible builds in this collaboration. And I'll see you again, guys, in the next video. Bye.